If you've spent literally any time in QA or automation, you already know the massive cost of bad testing infrastructure. We're talking about those fragile DOM selectors that seem to break on every single deploy, incredibly unstable UI automation, zero debugging context, and honestly, a complete inability to effectively automate complex Canvas or WebGL apps. Well, today, in this explainer, we're mapping out OrbitTest aggressively tackled that entire mess. We're going to look at how it evolved from a simple, reliable test runner into a complete enterprise-grade intelligent automation platform.
Understand failures better. Build and manage workflows better. That single idea right there defines a monumental paradigm shift in how engineering leaders really need to approach their testing infrastructure today. Version 3.0.0 was all about giving you the cold, hard truth, helping you understand exactly why a test failed when it's buried in a dark, noisy CI pipeline. But version 3.2.0, that takes a massive leap forward. It's all about giving developers and architects the actual tools to build, manage, and orchestrate complex testing workflows with genuine intelligence.
So the modern state of OrbitTest is completely reimagined. We're talking powerful visual automation, incredibly smart diagnostics, and a futuristic studio command center. The whole architecture is designed to literally test what your users actually see. We aren't just parsing static HTML anymore, right? We are analyzing pixels, catching sneaky JavaScript dialogues, and diagnosing failures with real human-readable intent. Part 1. The Reliability Engine, OrbitTest 3.0.0. Before we get into the flashy new platform stuff, we absolutely have to talk about this rock-solid foundation. Traditional automation often suffers from silent failures and just, well, completely unreliable pipeline integrations. But 3.0.0 brought in extreme execution reliability. It introduced advanced pipeline support like native parallel run sharding, fail-fast execution to save your precious compute time, and my personal favorite, intelligent flaky test detection. It dynamically figures out when a test is being flaky, keeps the failure evidence for you to review later, but actually lets the CI pipeline pass if a quick retry succeeds. It literally saves everyone from that dreaded pipeline blockage anxiety. And the command that basically changed debugging forever, OrbitTest run-smart report. Instead of just throwing a generic, unhelpful, element not found error, the smart report internals automatically capture the real root causes. It grabs failed network requests, tracks JavaScript exceptions firing on the page, analyzes the console, and embeds all of this into a rich, machine-readable trace timeline. This deep reporting is what directly powers smart failure gating. Imagine this. Your test is sitting there patiently waiting for a button to appear, but behind the scenes, the application just threw a fatal 401 unauthorized API error, or maybe the browser just completely crashed. Smart failure gating catches that and automatically fails the test right then and there. It completely bypasses your script assertions to give you immediate root cause evidence, so you aren't waiting for some frustrating 30-second timeout just to find out your backend was down the whole time.
Part 2. The Paradigm Shift, OrbitTest 3.2.0 Platform Reveal.
Now, testing infrastructure couldn't just stop at reporting, right? The jump from 3.0.0 to 3.2.0 is incredible. While 3.0.0 perfected execution and reporting, 3.2.0 is where OrbitTest officially evolved from a simple runner into a full automation command center. It introduces entirely new visual systems, a dedicated local dashboard, deep session intelligence, and a massive architectural cleanup. It's a total evolution from simply executing steps to genuinely understanding the state and the visual render of your application. Okay, let's talk about the biggest workflow upgrade, OrbitTest Studio. This is a massive win for the developer experience. By just typing OrbitTest Studio, you transform your terminal-driven testing into a sleek local command center. You get live execution monitoring, visual report browsers, and real run orchestration. It completely bridges the gap between writing code in your IDE and debugging failures in a highly visual, interactive environment. Part 3. Visual automation beyond the DOM. We are finally solving the historic nightmare of automating apps where traditional HTML DOM selectors completely fail. If you've ever felt the pain of writing fragile locators for deeply nested UIs, you know exactly what I mean. With the new Orbit Vision capabilities, coordinate and pixel-based automation is now a first-class citizen. You can directly interact with coordinates, execute intelligent screenshot analysis, and detect visual changes. You can literally assert that a specific pixel is the exact hex code color it's supposed to be. The result here is that you can now confidently automate complex pixel-based UIs, games, and interactive maps using image-based interaction and rendering analysis.
If a map renders a specific route, or a WebGL application processes a 3D model, OrbitTest 3.2.0 can actually see it, interact with it, and validate it, just like a human user would. It unlocks environments that used to be considered completely unautomatable.
Part 4. Session Storage Intelligence, Smart State Management. Handling authentication intelligently is absolutely crucial because, let's be real, having a script log into an application from scratch thousands of times a day during parallel test runs is a massive waste of pipeline compute time. Now, with just 2 simple commands, OrbitTest allows you to save authentication states and load reusable login sessions. You inject a pre-authenticated state directly into the browser context, which drastically speeds up test execution and isolates your test logic purely to the feature you're actually trying to validate. And this is where storage intelligence really shines. The framework actively inspects the health of your session. It knows if a JSON web token is about to expire, or if an auth cookie is suddenly invalid, and it redacts secrets automatically. So instead of a test failing 5 steps in just because a user isn't logged in, it fails early. It preemptively tells you, hey, your session token is expired, giving you a clear reason before wasting any time. Expanding the framework's power even further, the ecosystem now supports incredibly complex setup and teardown hooks. Moving beyond basic test-level hooks, the new global and suite-level lifecycle controls give automation architects complete, granular command over the entire test lifecycle. You can seamlessly spin up databases, seed data globally, and tear it all down cleanly across massive parallel runs. We also get this refined environmental control with intuitive browser display settings. The new Auto mode is absolutely brilliant. It automatically adapts based on your context. It shows the browser when you are debugging locally on your laptop, but the second it detects it's operating inside your CI pipeline, it automatically runs completely headless. It's just one less thing you have to configure. Part 5. A modular automation ecosystem under the hood of 3.2.0. Zooming back out, let's examine how all these incredibly powerful features are seamlessly wired together. Under the hood, it's not just a monolithic script runner anymore. It's a highly engineered piece of infrastructure. You've got distinct modular nodes like Orbit Shell, Orbit Core, Orbit Mission Control, and Orbit Signal, all orbiting the core runner. Orbit Vision and Orbit Locator handle the UI elements, while Orbit Reports processes all that rich telemetry. And all these actions flow down natively, orchestrating the browser via the Chrome DevTools Protocol while maintaining complete system isolation. This internal reorganization isn't just cosmetic either. By breaking the system down into discrete modules, like core visual and core storage, it ensures better maintainability, easier scaling, and crucially, it provides a highly stable public API for advanced QA developers to actually build upon and extend. And this modularity extends right down to the tests themselves. Richer test info metadata enables you to create custom framework plugins and incredibly deep execution logging. The engine exposes the exact state, duration, and status of every single action. Engineering leaders can literally pipe this telemetry wherever it's needed in their observability stack. So, stepping back, upgrading through these versions gives you a completely unified developer experience. It bridges the gap between simply running a fragile script and intelligently managing an enterprise workflow. You get CI intelligence, debugging intelligence, visual interaction, and a platform completely ready for future extensibility. As we wrap up this explainer, we really have to ask ourselves, with web apps evolving from basic static documents into these highly interactive, canvas-driven, dynamic experiences, is your testing infrastructure truly intelligent enough to keep up with what your users actually see? OrbitTest 3.2.0 proves that the future of testing isn't just about selecting elements in a DOM. It's about real, visual, session-aware intelligence. Thanks for exploring this massive evolution with me, and I highly encourage you to rethink what your automation is truly capable of.